Well, this is a common question. How do you imagine Agile will evolve from here? Well, there's two ways of looking at this. One of them, and you may come across people who are saying the Agile Manifesto needs to change. I don't think it does. The Agile Manifesto was written in 2001. 17 folk decided that this was what worked for them. It resonated. It became the world of Agile that we know. Does that need to change? Does that manifesto need to change? No. Honestly, no. It's a point in time document, so it harks back to what those people thought at that time. But when we look at it, there's nothing in there that I believe, and I, through my experience, think is no longer valid. Do we need to put people before their processes? Yes, because the complex problems that we solve, the problems or the products that we create require people's thinking. They need people to turn up, have conversations, come up with ideas, explore things, uncover assumptions, innovate, create, not just do as they're told. So processes need to take a back seat. They're important, but they're not only the only necessary thing. Okay? And we can go down that left-hand side and pretty much without fail say, yeah, it makes more sense. It makes sense that this is over that still. We can do the same with the 12 principles. We can go down them. The one that when the pandemic hit that kept getting challenged was, yeah, but face-to-face. All it says is the best method of conveying information, the most effective method is face-to-face. It doesn't say the only method. And we've learned that we can convey information digitally. Great. That doesn't change the fact that we're evolved to sit in a room together and work. That's way easier. So the principles still hold true. So Agile, at its core, the values and its principles, I don't see evolving. Okay? Because they have, in such simple statements, really unpicked the core of product development, of the nature of the work we do. And until we change, I don't see that changing. Okay. Now, that said, the Agile world has evolved. Okay. In the 90s and the early 2000s, we were working single team Agile. How does Scrum work? How does XP work? How do we build better products with these few people? And then that scaled up, sort of 2010-ish. How do we work with many teams? How do we build things that are too big for a single team to work on? Right? And we see the framework really gaining momentum there. The lessons, the safes, the disciplined agiles, all of these things start coming out and saying, I've got an answer. They've all got answers, whether they're good or not, I'll leave to you. Okay? So the nature of what we're doing with the world of Agile is changing, is evolving. Okay? And we've got a pretty good idea of what works in the scaling world today and what doesn't. I'm not going to go into that. Really, we're seeing now this push to business agility, this understanding that the organization needs to be responsible and responsive. So there is a changing, volatile market. We need to be able to meet where our customers are. They're constantly shifting and changing based on the world they're in. That has never been as volatile as it is today, and will likely never be any less volatile. So we're recognizing that our companies need to adapt, adjust, and we're seeing this coming out now as people are talking about how do we structure organizations, how do we set the processes and policies around those organizations to enable rapid thinking, rapid innovation, to meet market demands, to stay alive. Okay? So Agile is an interesting one. In one sense, I don't see it changing. Not in my lifetime. It will always be 4 values and 12 principles. Yet at the same time, there's the work we do and the world in which we encompass with it. And that is constantly shifting and growing because the world we're in today is constantly shifting and changing. And we start recognizing as things become more complex, Agile becomes a preferable answer to what came before to help those parts of the world, those parts of work. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, A like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.